This video is done by Mukhit, Farida, Tursyn, Talshyn, Akmaral, Torehan, Zhansaya, Tazhibekova, Aisha. Hello, do you know how many well-educated, qualified people leave your country every year just to live better in another country? This large immigration of individuals with technical knowledge and skills contribute their expertise to the economy of other countries. This is what we call a brain drain or a human capital flight. The expression brain drain appeared in the early 1950s when the UK described the process of mass relocation of British scientists to the United States. There are more international students studying in the United States, United Kingdom, and Australia compared to in India and China. According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the United States was at the top among other countries with 70 million educated people at the beginning of the millennium. Some people say brain drain is a problem for underdeveloped countries because the professionals in their field that are moving to other countries could get the country out of poverty, while others argue that it's pointless to stay in the country that has no opportunity and they prefer to seek opportunities outside. So, according to this online and field survey that was conducted in 2015, we can see that the pulling factors for the brain drain is mostly because of high income and high living standard in another country. And the next factor is searching for a better job and working environment. They also move to another country while looking for family future security. The fourth are shown because of personal freedom, political stability, and others. These are common push factors of the brain drain. Now, let's talk about the solutions that may prevent brain drain. First of all, the government should invest in the education system because providing qualitative postgraduate and doctorate studies may be an option for stopping people from going elsewhere. Therefore, the first solution is to improve the quality of our universities and bring them on a par with universities in Europe and America. And as we have already said, the lack of competitive salaries for highly qualified specialists is another reason that encourages brain drain. So, reforms such as investments for promoting the private sector development and job creation need to be undertaken, so it could create a favorable environment for skilled workers to stay in the country. And we are giving the second solution is to provide attractive salaries to highly qualified people on the basis of their qualifications and experience. Finally, we may sometimes experience some discrimination against women's groups. The focus is particularly on skilled females who are the ones without much support. Investment in programs that develop females and increase their opportunities for career development and employment must be considered by the government to help the country retain the talents. Recently, the channel in YouTube called Experiment Show has conducted a poll related to this question in Kazakhstan. Let's list these common reasons. First, because of voting rights. For example, the state has recently changed the name of the capital without informing the citizens or asking them. The next reason is getting a promotion and a job only with the help of money and acquaintances. The third reason is looking for more interesting, innovative jobs that are not available in Kazakhstan. The fourth one is because of small funding of educational institutions. For example, shortage of teacher exchange programs and basic laboratory equipment. Furthermore, medicine is available and often free abroad. For example, in Kazakhstan, many seriously ill people cannot have surgery just because there are no qualified and experienced surgeons and special equipment. Lastly, financial independence is a commonly mentioned factor. Namely, almost all interviewees have mentioned that the salary is low and prices in shops are high. What are the major consequences of brain drain to the country? First is unjustified investment. According to the National Bureau of Economic Research, the state of a poor country invests an average $50,000 in the training of each graduate of a local university. When this graduate moves, this money is lost, but such losses are only the tip of the iceberg. The second is slowdown in their development. According to the African Capacity Building Foundation, every year about 20,000 highly qualified residents of the African continent go to seek their fortune in industrialized countries. One of the results of this is a chronic shortage of qualified personnel in African countries, which leads to a slowdown in their development and aggravation of the situation in the fields of science, economics, and medicine, etc. The third is reduced competitiveness of the local economy. According to the International Monetary Fund, the departure of professionals leads to a budget loss because immigrants do not pay taxes at home. Next, reduced rate of creation of new jobs, reduced competitiveness of the local economy to the extent that foreign specialists have to be imported from abroad and be paid much more than would be received by their local colleagues. According to the World Bank, Africa spends about $4 billion to pay for the work of foreign programs, teachers, engineers, managers, etc. Why do students graduate from the local universities and want to go abroad and don't want to stay in their motherland? This study used the conducted knowledge and books, but in the end they don't want to work in Kazakhstan. Here we can see that they don't even think about the future of their country, and they don't understand that everything that will happen and take place in their country is in their hands. They leave the country following a perfect life and sadly in another country, but we, future teachers, should have a talk about this issue with students because mostly they don't even notice that they are helping another country and increasing their governmental environment. So if they wanted to go abroad, we'd recommend these students go there only for the sake of experience. To conclude, we examined the problem and found some possible solutions.